It's the Man Space Podcast. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, voice girl. And welcome once again to another edition of the Man Space Podcast. This is Russ, and with me as always is none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Big Les.
What's happening? What's going on, big dog?
Nothing much, my man. Hold on. Before we get into the show, there's something I need to put out there to the Man Space Nation.
Yeah. What we got? What's going on?
Now, Man Space Nation, before we record each show, Les and I have a pre-show meeting. And, I'm peeling the curtain back a little bit. But in that meeting, we discuss a general direction for the show. One of the things that make us work so well is the fact that we're unscripted. We have a general idea of what we want to talk about each episode, but I absolutely have no clue of what's going to come out of his mouth.
Some of the stuff that runs through my brain.
Sometimes when we're recording the show, I will do certain things such as...
Yes.
Just to get a natural reaction out of Les.
Where you get the turkey from? I thought we ate the turkeys already.
That sounder is staying on my soundboard and will be used at random throughout the next year. On the real, there's certain announcements that happen, and I don't tell Les ahead of time. Sometimes it's tough for me not to tell him when things happen because I'm just as excited about these things as I know he would be if he knew. But I like to hold him until we get ready to record the show because I want the natural reaction out of Les. And I'm sure the Man Space Nation enjoys hearing the natural reaction out of Les when I drop these announcements on him.
Talk to me.
So without further ado, Les, I have some breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
Les, this time the news concerns my wife, Mrs. Russ, aka Voice Girl, aka the host of Inside Inspired Women, a radio show found on women'sinspirationalradio.com, aka Dr. Tabitha Russell.
Dr. Tabitha Russell. Yes.
Now, I'm going to skip all her other as known as and get to this last one, author.
Oh, man.
Yes, Les, she is an author now, and she dropped her first book last week, and it can be found on the manspacepodcast.com. When you go to our website, click on Expand the Visions, and it will take you straight out to the link to purchase the book. I really and truly cannot put into words how extremely proud I am of her.
I'm proud of her too, sis.
She's been working overtime to get this completed. And not only that, she's got another one coming out very, very soon. So as soon as we get the release date for that second book, we will make an exclusive announcement here on the show.
Awesome. What's the name of the book? And where else can people get it?
The book is entitled Expand the Visions.
All right.
It's sold exclusively on Amazon, or as we like to say here on the Man Space, the Smiley Face Store. It is a 31-day journal for women to help them find happiness, positivity, and renewed confidence. So go out to Amazon or go to the manspacepodcast.com and support Dr. Tabitha Russell.
Awesome, man. I'm so proud of sis, man. I'm so proud of her, man. That's awesome. Then she got to deal with you on top of that.
I know,
and she can take time to write a book.
Man, wrote a book while she dealing with me.
Superwoman. She's Superwoman. She's Superwoman.
You know I'm a handful.
Two handfuls. I know she want to drop you and throw you down the road a little bit every once in a while. But it's all good, though. Yeah. Awesome, yeah, man. I'm proud of her, man. I'm proud of her. I'm going to let her know that. That's awesome.
So, in other news, Les.
Yes, sir. What else we got going on today, my man? You got any more special things you want to share with the Man Space Nation?
Breaking news. Breaking news.
I guess you got a new toy.
I love my little soundboard here.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
People have been asking me for a couple of months now, when is the next episode of A Moment of Love going to come out?
Oh, nice.
I really didn't have an answer for them at the time just because I've been sitting on it. But today we're going to officially announce that A Moment of Love episode 3 will be released January 1.
Nice.
So go out to the YouTube channel, The Man Space Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you like and subscribe. And that way you don't miss any notifications, especially the one for January 1, when A Moment of Love episode 3 debuts exclusively on the Man Space Podcast YouTube channel.
They better get it too, because my man T. White, he be like, hey, yeah, we're going to go down there, you know. They just don't listen to T. White voice. They don't care what he say. You know what I'm saying? I thought I had a nice voice. T. White, though.
T. White got you beat, boy.
T. White, boy, he got me beat. You know what I mean? Yeah, Miss Les ain't listen to that one. Just can't listen to T. White, bro. Look at all the years people had Barry all jacked up. The women had, the men had, they was jacked up. They had to contend with Barry White. Now you got T. White. I don't even know if there's any relationship. We're going to have to figure that one out. There ain't no relationship. But how ironic is that? You got Barry B. White and you got T. White. You on the look of love, baby. Yeah.
This is T. White with A Moment of Love.
It's my man. Congratulations, T. That's what I'm talking about.
Wash your hands, avoid sick people, and touching your face. There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. Brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
So, Les,
Yeah, brother.
so I went out and I got the booster shot.
Okay, you got your booster.
Yeah, man.
But what? What's the problem?
No buts. No buts.
Okay.
No buts. So I went and I did the booster and I got the flu shot at the same time.
Oh, no.
They said, it's safe. It's no problem. So I go in there and the nurse is like, well, you're kind of bold to do them at the same time. I didn't even do them at the same time. I waited a couple of weeks. I'm like, Yeah, I don't feel like coming back. I'm just going to do it once. One shot, one kill. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Right. So I went in there. I got them both done. The normal sore arm, got a knot on the arm, the whole deal.
Yeah.
And she said, everybody that told her that they got the booster shot said the effects of the booster was similar to what you had from the second shot.
Okay.
So I had no symptoms at all from the second shot. The first shot, I had a lot of symptoms from. The second shot didn't bother me at all. So I'm like, yeah, cool. Go and give me a flu shot too. I'm good. Knock that out too.
Yeah, okay.
I woke up the next morning, arm a little sore, no big deal. I'm like, all right, I feel good. I'm going to the office today. I got a big meeting today. I'm all dressed up, looking clean, going up in the office. I'm like, dang. It's cold in here, right?
Uh-oh. Here you come.
I'm just sitting here like, well, maybe it's just because I got the door closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I open the door up and, I'm like, man, it's cold. So my peer, she's down the hall. And so I go down to her office and I'm like, is it cold in your office? And she's like, no. She's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go outside and warm up. So I go outside and I'm like, okay. So I stand outside for like 15, 20 minutes or whatever, and I come back inside. man, it's cold. Like my hands are, you know how when your hands get cold, you start to get a little numb and stuff.
It's like your hands and your feet get cold. That's your body about to get cold.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let me go out here to the car. I'm going to go drive down the street,
Turn up the heat.
Yeah, I turned on my
body right. Yeah,
I turned my seat warmers on, so I'm sitting there alternating my hand, sitting on my hand on the seat warmers while I'm driving down the street. I'm like, I just can't get warm.
Oh my God! Don't tell nobody else that you were sitting on your hand trying to warm up your hands, bro.
Yeah, man, I did.
You should just put them in your armpits. I'd much rather you sit there than that.
So I came back in and I talked to my peer and she's like, that shot's kicking your butt. And I'm at this point, I'm not even thinking about the shot.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm not relating it because it's the next day, and I'm like, man, well, maybe it is. And she's like, let me check your temperature. So I go to the break room and I just got dizzy. I'm like,
oh, no.
Okay. So I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing. So I'm going to sit here. She comes back with, and check my temperature. And, it's like 98. And I'm like, okay. Check it a second time, check it a third time. No real difference. I'm like, okay. All right. So I sat there for a few minutes more. I drank a cup of coffee and I'm like, okay. I sat there for probably a good 5-10 minutes.
Right.
I finally got up and I went back to my office and I sat back down and I'm just like, man, what in the world? And so I'm texting with my wife and I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, I know I'm getting older, but I'm like, where the numbers?
Oh no.
I'm like, I can't see the board.
Oh no.
I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I'm like, I finally, just had to call her.
Yeah.
And just like, she's like, do you need to come home? I'm like, no, I'm going to sit it out. I'm going to sit it out because right now I don't trust myself to drive.
Right.
So,
right.
I'm going to sit there and wait it out. I had some Tylenol, because the nurse said, take Tylenol,
Yeah.
So I had taken some early that morning when I first got up now. And at this point, it's probably about 1:00. And so I'm like, all right, let me just take some more Tylenol. So I took some Tylenol, I sat there, I stayed in my office till about 4. Perfectly fine after that. I got up, drove home. It's like nothing ever happened. No issues. My arm, I still had the knot on my arm. I still got a little soreness. It's been a week now since I did it. And, but other than that, I mean, I'm fine.
Well, ours is coming up. We both gonna probably go get a booster.
Mm-hmm.
But you have heard of shingles?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I had a close family member get the shingles.
Mm-hmm.
And they got it in a super rare place. Their face.
Ooh.
Yes. And it causes havoc.
Yeah.
It was horrible, right? It got on their gums and stuff, so it was hard for them to eat. Yeah, it was all on their face and in their mouth. They weren't able to eat for like 2 weeks.
Oh man,
they could only drink things. You know what I mean? And you have to wait until they dry. Remember, like old school chicken pox?
Yeah,
you got to wait till the chicken pox dried up, and then you can, so you're uncontagious. Right. But that's the shot I'm about to go get.
Really?
I'm going to get the vaccine for that, and I'm going to do all 3. So
at the same time?
At the same time. If I turn into a turd, then you know why. I turned into a turd. You already know why, bro. But I'm getting all 3 done at one time. Flu in this one, give me the booster in that one, and shoot me up with some of that shingles stuff.
Yeah, I don't know about the shingles one. I do know people that have gotten it, and not the vaccine, but have gotten shingles.
Yeah.
But they
say normally attacks the body.
Yes.
It's really painful, really painful. Yeah. And that's what, close family friend was telling me how painful it was. And I was like, my God, that's something I don't want.
Yeah.
I'm already ugly. Yeah, I'm already ugly. I don't need to be ugly.
Right, man. Yeah, man. Because, good thing you married, man. Because Miss Les, she'd be like, bro, I didn't sign up for this.
She was like, I should have left you in the Zoom, bro. You was a cute little furry animal. Now you turned into a big old bald gorilla. You know,
Straight donkey.
Hey, at least I ain't Shrek. I'm gonna be all right with it.
Have you ladies seen my donkey?
Who are you calling donkey?
Donkey? You're
A stallion, baby!
That's it, baby. I'm a stallion. That's it. Hey, it only matters what you think about yourself.
That's right. That's right.
That's hilarious. Oh, man. Here we go again.
I know. But, I think I'm kind of at the point with the vaccines and everything. Everybody has their own choice on whether or not they should do it.
Right.
I share my experiences with the Man Space Nation of getting the vaccine because I want to talk to people who are on the fence on whether or not they're going to do it. So I share my experience because I did it. I did the Pfizer shot. I did both rounds of the Pfizer shot 6 months ago, and I've done the booster now. But I want to share my experience because, A, I'm fine.
Yeah.
People with all these internet conspiracy theories, no, I'm perfectly fine. Yeah, I did have some side effects. They lasted for a few hours, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm standing here as proof that I'm perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little tough. I can see both sides of it, why businesses are forcing people to get the vaccine.
Absolutely.
The businesses have a responsibility to their employees to provide a safe working condition.
Environment. Exactly.
Yeah. And so having somebody in there who is not vaccinated is making it an unsafe environment. So the business has that responsibility. My company, for people that are already with the company before a certain date, they have the choice of whether or not they get vaccinated or not. No big deal. You're grandfathered in, but if you're unvaccinated, you have to wear a mask. You have to turn in your vaccination status, but you have to be, if you're indoors at any point, you have to wear a mask.
Okay.
All new employees have to be vaccinated before they get hired. Across the board. Anybody new has to be vaccinated.
I guess I can understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, and then with other companies that I've been hearing, like a lot of them are like, hey, across the board, you got to be vaccinated. If you're not vaccinated, you're going to lose your job.
Right. Yeah. I heard that too.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because it wasn't funny, but there was a memo that came out from HR of this company, and somebody did a reply all email. So he basically said, so what you're saying is I'm gonna get fired if I don't get vaccinated. Somebody from HR, yep.
Oh no!
And they had to do a retraction.
Oh no!
But do you know how many people saw this email, this response from HR? Yep.
Oh no! And I bet you they were friends.
Right.
That's the only way you would get a reply like that from somebody.
Right. Probably somebody that didn't realize they did a reply all.
Yeah, they did a reply all. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Now that is horrible. Funny, but horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I look at so many people out there and they're worried about the effects and they don't trust it. Okay. Sure. We don't know what's going to happen, a year, 2 years, 6 years down the line for those that have gotten the vaccine. Yes, there are side effects from the vaccine. We both have felt them. And I've gone through the booster shot. If you tell me 6 months from now that you need another booster, I'll be in line to get that one too.
Right.
My choice is that I think it is, for me, the safest option of not dealing with the possible effects of COVID itself.
Of COVID, yeah. It's real simple, man. You either do it or you don't. It's real simple. This is your life. You make the decision. You shouldn't be trying to force people to do it, and you shouldn't try to force people not to do it. This is their life. It's red pill, green pill. Simple. Some people eat chicken, some people eat turkey. Listen, it is your choice in your life what it is you want to do. If you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But don't make somebody else who wants to do it, make them feel like they shouldn't do it.
Hold up. So as a business owner, there is nothing that says that I have to keep you employed because you decide not to take the vaccine. 49 out of the 50 U.S. states are at-will states, which means that I can terminate your employment for any reason as long as I'm not discriminating against you. The Discrimination Act. Wait. The Discrimination Act says it is unlawful to discriminate against an employee or an applicant based on their race, color, religion, sex, national origin, disability, or age. So there is nothing in there that says that I need to keep you employed because you decide or to get vaccinated or not to get vaccinated. It is a choice. You have the choice on whether or not you want to get vaccinated or not. I have the choice as an employer to hire you or not, or keep you employed or not.
Absolutely.
The other thing, the states choose on whether or not your child has to be vaccinated to get into school, right?
Yeah.
So all 50 states require a child to be vaccinated for polio before they can attend school, right? All 50 require a tetanus, diphtheria, and pertussis shot before you can attend school. Most of them require you to get vaccinated for measles, mumps, and rubella before you can go to school. Hepatitis B. 44 states require hepatitis B. 17 states require hepatitis A. So, because that was kids, now it's something that's because it's adults. Oh, now everybody's got a problem with it because the government is saying, hey, we want you to get the COVID vaccine so we can make it safe for everybody. But no, because people have a problem with it, now the government's saying, no, we can't regulate that. Oh, you can't have it both ways, guys.
I can understand that, right? Because here's the real truth about it. No matter what you say about these things, you didn't put it together. So you don't know what's in it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Only people know the truth.
But here's the thing. You go look at the box of cereal that you got in your closet and
come on.
60% of the ingredients in there, you have no clue of what those ingredients are. Right.
Bro,
so we all make a choice with what we put into our bodies every single day. We don't, just because it says healthy on it, it doesn't mean that light cereal or that light yogurt is good for you.
Look at sugar-free.
Right.
Aspartame. Come on, man.
Yes.
It's a chemical.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's because they know sugar is killing folks. Sugar is like cocaine. Right? It's leads to it. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. People don't want to eat sugar. They won't eat sugar.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a total choice as a human, as an adult.
Yeah.
What you put in your body. You know what I'm saying? If you look on the back of those White Castle packs that they have in the freezer at your local grocery store, it has a warning label on there that tells you that this certain ingredient causes cancer, and you still buy it.
Yeah. Oh, for the longest time, Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. What was it? The yellow. It was the yellow asterisk in Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. M&M's had it.
M&M's. Yes, that's right. And and red too. The color red, dye red that they were putting in foods and stuff.
Yeah.
Toxic. but it didn't stop anybody.
Mm-hmm.
It stopped who it needed to stop. And it didn't stop who it didn't want to stop.
Because some people have the mindset, I'm going to die anyway.
I understand that mindset, but I understand it when I'm like, I will hope to understand it even further when I'm about 80.
Yes.
90.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because by that time, you ain't going to stop me from doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drink what I want, eat what I want, smoke what I want. I'm going to do all those things that what I want to do.
Right.
Because I done lived a full, happy life.
Right. I got you.
Yeah, it's simple. It's a few more things I want to do in life before I leave here. You know what I mean? But, bruh, it's up to you. It's up to everybody out there. Either protect yourself, protect your family, or don't. You know, or and you could take the protection of you and your family either which way. Take it or don't take it.
Right.
So, you know, it's up to you. I don't feel the need to have to, you know, make people feel bad about what they do either way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a do what I want to do. So,
yeah. I mean, you know why it's a government issue?
No, tell us.
It's about money.
Of course, everything's about money.
It's about money.
Everything's about.
If people are dying off, the government can't make money. They can't collect off if they're dying off.
That's true. Can't save it either.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, they can put the stuff in the food and approve it because the FDA supplies money.
Exactly.
It pays the government to allow these things. Heck, corn on the cob.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst things for you.
Yeah.
Why does your body not digest corn?
For real.
I mean,
for real.
Just look back one day. You'll find out your body does not digest corn.
It don't. So all the corn tortillas, corn.
Yes.
Anything with corn in it.
Right.
Bro, it's shockingly that you said that because I had two ears today. Murdered it too. I mean, murdered 2 ears of corn. I was straight up Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh, man.
I got a correlation to everything. You know what I'm saying?
Hello. Welcome to MASH Debaters. My name is DeAndre Robinson, and stay tuned every week to listen to MASH Debaters, home of comedic debates, where we debate some of the most unlikely of topics. Follow me, DeAndre Robinson, CJ, Evan, and Cam every week.
As we do each week, we like to close the show with a little bit of inspiration. As we wind down toward the end of the year, it's kind of exciting to start thinking about what 2022 holds for us. See, as many of us, we're going to make our New Year's resolutions and start thinking of all the little things that we're going to start doing. A new year is a new beginning. However, it doesn't mean that we start from the beginning. 2021 has taught us a lot of life lessons that we're going to carry forward into the new year. See, those lessons are a learning point. As we learn, we grow. So don't forget the lessons of 2021, because those things that you learn from accelerate your future. No matter how painful, no matter how disappointing 2021 was, don't forget the things that you have learned.
Hey, man, brother. Hey, I have to remember stuff every day.
You know, every single day that you go through is just a life lesson, something that you learn from. No matter if you go through the same routine day after day after day, there's something that happened differently those 24 hours.
Absolutely.
It's something from you to learn from.
But, you know, that's where we go wrong as people, humans, is that we don't learn from the things that we go through. I was taught a long time ago, but it took me even longer to implement this.
Yes.
If you don't get the lesson from what you're going through, you will repeat
it. You will repeat it. Yes.
You will repeat it. And I was wondering, another famous quote, if you keep doing the same things you're doing, that's a form of insanity.
Yes.
And you expecting anything to change. If you keep doing it the same way and you expect anything to change, that's a form of insanity.
Yeah.
You have to change what you're doing to get something different.
Why do you think we're taught his story in school?
Exactly. Because they want us to know what they want us to know.
Yes.
His story. His story. Yeah, I get it, brother. Trust me. I get it. That's why it's all about, to me, in 2020, and I'm sure we'll talk about this at another time.
When you go into the past, you mean 2022?
I meant 22. See what I'm talking about? If you don't repeat, if you don't know where you've been, you ain't gonna never know where you're going. But,
what's in that cup you got over there?
Hey man, don't you worry about my cup. That's the whole point right there. This is my medication. You stick to your medication.
And on that
note, we out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Man Space.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Manspace updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at manspacenat1.
Until next time, Manspace Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are out of here.
Like, I should have left you in the zoo, bro.